Excellent. So we are online, and I was just checking whether I was audible and visible for online people. If you're watching me online, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, super. Until people jump in, I'm also going to share this link with my community people, telling them that we are jumping online. Just a second. So in the meantime, if the screen is visible, if you are able to see me, hear me, just give me a heads up so I will know that it is all working fine and we are good to go. Super. Today will be an exciting topic. Just sharing the link for people to come online. Just a second. Participate. All right. Okay. Welcome to Unlocking 100 Days of EQ, of understanding your brain skills, how to activate your left brain and right brain, so that you're optimizing your existing talents, using that as a strength and leveraging that to improve your areas of needs. We have been looking at emotional intelligence as a topic, and we are using brain skills as a tool in order to make yourself easy to be emotionally intelligent. There are a lot of moving parts in it, and it is essential for you to become, first of all, aware, and then be able to manage that within yourself, and align those learnings, those application to your experience, so making your life holistic. If you can do that for yourself, then as a leader, as a home runner, or a team manager, or any responsible position that you have for people outside, that will also be well taken care, well managed, because when you can align your thoughts, feelings, emotion, and actions, then it is easy for you to align with other people. So on that note, if you've been watching all these episodes, you will know that there are a couple of principles that we will follow through here. One is to address emotional intelligence through brain skills, that I will be deciphering all these topics into brain talents of how we can translate this to which part of the brain am I actually addressing, which part of the brain am I supposed to be developing. So that is important for a person who's learning. So that will be the tool that I will be approaching emotional intelligence for. And it is also important to address the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and productivity dimensions of a particular person. No matter whatever problems you have in the world, no matter whatever goals you have in the world, an individual, I'm talking essentially about even a child, a school going child, if not for the financial or productivity dimension, all these other four dimensions are naturally working in us. So just like how our brain has this left brain and right brain activation constantly going, right from the, by the time we reach 6 years and 7 years, that's when the personality kicks in for a child. So right after that, or maybe even before that, the left brain and right brain happens because the creativity kicks in many kids, right? Kids prodigy. We have seen through all those people, all those kids also extremely creative, extremely logically driven, even at the small age. So maybe it is activated right from our birth. I may not be I'll have to come back on that point. But essentially, as an adult, what we need, especially as a mom, as a busy mom, I think it is essential for us to learn all these topics and put it in practice. Okay. So we have a particular tool which can give you the data in terms of, we are not just talking theories. In fact, whatever I'm, imparting knowledge in these series, I can pick up a report for you and give you the one-pager report with the interpretations on it. We can pick up 100 different data points just by looking at one page or report, which means we would be touching upon all these skills and talents we will be discussing in 100 days. So in order to, not everybody can pull out that report, right? So, and humanly not possible for me to reach out to the entire world. And essentially why that I'm doing these education sessions, so that this remains as a digital asset forever. Anybody can watch it at any time. I may never know that after 10 years, you may be a teenager who's watching it. Maybe after 10 years, you become a busy mom like me. So you would need the same. So it is going to be evergreen, and emotional intelligence is the 21st century onwards demanding skill. It is not that it was not existing in us earlier. Our own elders in the family, mothers, dads, aunties, uncles, neighbors, teachers, friends, so many people around us, our leaders, our boss, our team managers, our own friends, team members, so many people, even ourselves, we have exhibited emotional intelligence in us through many areas. We would have had our own mastery experiences. It's just that we didn't know that we're working on that skill. We have not named it. Okay, so many people are so emotionally literate. They are very expressive. And ironically, many people, especially in our culture back in India, we, as a woman, we were always told to leave the emotions outside. I'm talking about our generation and before us. So emotions were never given priority, especially the self. We were only, caring for other people's emotions around us. That being said, the men are even more, they cannot emote at all. So the expression of emotions was greatly missing. So it had its own manifestation. So the need was always there, and the skill was also there in us. It is still in us. We just have to tap it, bring that into our daily awareness, so that it'll be easy for you to recall whenever you need it. If you're not at all aware of it, let's say you don't know that there is an item sitting in your fridge, there is a grocery that it is sitting in you, inside the fridge for you to make use of it. Unless you have observed it, that it is there, you will not plan it for, your dinner plan or lunch plan may not have that ingredient at all, because you have not seen that it is present there. Okay, it is that simple as that. You need to be aware of what is happening around you, as well as what is happening inside you. What is the strength and what is the area of weakness that you have, that you need to develop, only which you will work or start seeking, develop it or strengthen it. Okay, in essence of this, I will be touching upon 30-40 skills in the 100 days of unlocking EQ brain skills, and we are on the day 12. Okay, we are dwelling upon essential skill called problem solving. So how can you activate this solving skills to change challenges to win? The power of problem solving. Today, what we will see, how we can master analytical thinking, that is breaking down situations to find the best solutions, unleashing creativity, thinking outside the box to overcome every obstacles, building a winning mindset, turning all setbacks into stepping stones towards success. The best thing is, we had gone through 11 days of episodes. In all these 11 days of episodes, we must have taken key skill, okay, talking about resilience or emotional insight, adaptability and flexibility. We would have spoken about logical resilience and resilience in different profiles, like resilience in entrepreneurs, resilience in professionals, resilience in moms. We would have touched upon various aspects of few particular skill. We would have gone wider and in depth. In all those topics, we would have touched upon these strategies in depth. So for this topic, these strategies would be highly mattered. And I would also highly recommend you to go back to the previous episodes and look at those topics and strategies given there, because everything is connected. So whenever we are talking about analytical thinking, we would not be, negating the resilience part of it, or maybe we might need some right brain effect of it. So we might touch upon the emotional insight also. So, everything is connected. So it is important that you go through, and so that you can connect the dots when we are, this is day 12, we just began the journey. There are so many days to cover. For you to join me in the journey seamlessly, it is also ideal for you to go through those previous episodes as well. And hey, there is a gift for you, especially when you're looking for resilience building. If you are a busy mom, then my heart goes for you. There's a special gift for you. But what is that gift and how do you approach that gift is all being explained in the previous episodes. Watch that. And today, if you stay till this last of this episode, you will again unreveal. I will unveil the gifts for this episode. That is something to do with it. I can extend the same thing of resilience building, or I can give you some other awareness questions or some other areas of um, much needed action point for you for this particular skill. But what's going to come, that you will have to stick until the end to understand what is going to come for you. Now, I want you to ask yourself, in what areas have you exhibited emotionally intelligent way of problem solving? Just take few minutes to understand in your life, maybe when you were a child, or maybe you were an adult, and you had this uh, winning experience where you were really a different version. You even wondered whether you solved this problem. How did it all happen? It's like a magic. So those moments, what were the components which helped you that seamless transition? How did you actually solve the problem? Maybe it is for yourself or for people around you. What was those magical elements? If you look at it, either you should be logically approaching or you should have emotionally processed something to solve a problem. Because when people are involved, then it's more to do with emotions. When process is involved, it is more to do with logic. Sometimes it is a blending of both. Okay, just think about it. Even if you're not able to understand this logic, just be with that note alone, where you definitely need both these sides working in order to approach a problem itself. I will tell you how. First of all, we need to define problem solving. I will exactly tell you who needs this and how do we approach, what could be the best actionable strategies, and whom you can model, and do you really have this or not. All these questions will be answered. Okay. If you have been watching my previous episodes, there is a particular format that I follow. And if I think it's also something that you can subscribe to my YouTube live, because I'm going to be coming to you live every day for 100 days. So you can watch it live, or you can watch it, you can listen on the podcast, the same topic in a different version and different format. And I'm also publishing an article in a storyfied format talking about 8 competencies of skill that you can really practice it, like going to gym. It's like that. Every muscle that you can practice, concentrate on it, and build it. And these are 18 different brain skills, brain talents, exactly what is needed. Maybe some of them are already existing in you. Maybe you are working on it. Because I told you, EQ is not something, it's a fresh lesson, it's a fresh curriculum that has been brought in 21st century. It is there. In fact, more than this academic, the logical, more than the IQ, people were driven EQ. They were highly aware. Our ancestors had, were so brilliant. They could even from here see the stars alignment, and they had even were able to design the astrology for years together. We don't know how many future years they have designed that for. How were they able to have that foresight? While it looks like magical, but there are a lot of components, I said, for them to become aware of, even not just around them, but you know, in at the universe level. So such is their awareness. Such is their expansion. They could be that only few people had that insight or the foresight to see. But what happens to the normal people? Of course, people from our own family, they may not be an inventors like this. They may not be a magicians like this, but they had their own capacity of understanding people around them, situations around them, and responding appropriately. That is exactly being emotionally intelligent. Few things in our family, in our tradition, if you go back, check in your lineage, extraordinary. How did they even think through about this? So we pay huge respect to our culture, tradition, and our ancestors for their brilliance and awareness. Okay, it is in us. It is epigenetically passed on. You just cannot deny. You will have to just tap it because it is clouded and overloaded, or we're all in autopilot that we are not aware that we can respond in autopilot too. Okay. Now, when you're approaching problem solving, in just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how we can approach left brain and how we can approach using our right brain. But before that, we need to define what is problem solving. What are the steps? First is to identify that we have a problem. Before we do that, we cannot go for the next step of solving. Lot of people struggle in the first step itself. Lot of people are not aware that they are in the problem already. They are already in the soup. So that much autopilot or that much ignorance they are operating on, or it could be the other way that they are in their own ego pattern, loop after loop. Okay. Some harsh truth is, even I have gone through, it's not that every human being, even a child, has their own ego patterns. That when I say ego pattern, it could be an emotional pattern, or it could be a learned pattern somewhere, observation, or it could be a rigid pattern that they are stuck with that uh, thing forever. They're not willing to look for the other side perspectives, which can help them learn and correct themselves. It could be many blocks that way. But what is stopping them to first recognize there is a problem in them or there is a problem around them? So that we need to address. The moment you are able to identify the problem as a problem, then we can analyze how can we break it down. So to avoid being overwhelmed, to avoid the stressful situations, actually seeing the problem as problem and be able to break it down into manageable and smaller tasks. So that will be the second huge thing that can come into your favor. Then solving is the natural step. Now, a person who is working towards recognizing the problem will not go away without solving it, obviously. They just cannot, put their blindfold and move on. So they will eventually take steps. But when they take step, they just attack the problem with the problem only. Instead, you will have to break it down and then be able to solve it. How we're going to solve is develop actionable solutions to overcome the challenge. It is not solving for the sake of solving, or it is not solving to the for the escapism of just moving away from the place, but really bringing a win-win solution. That is emotionally intelligent way of problem solving, which I will tell you in just a few minutes how we can approach that. Now tell me, what could be the advantages of solving or having the skill of problem solving? Do you think it is needed for everybody to be having the skill? And who are those people who need the skill? In just a few minutes, we'll discuss that. But what could be the advantage if you have the skill in you? One is the first thing here is given as innovation. So challenges spark creative solutions and new ideas. Okay. That could be the reason, that could be the benefit of problem solving. And then growth. When a problem is solved, there suddenly seems to be a space for something else to kick in. So that's where people take one step ahead and then they just grow. So each problem solved is going to build experience of resilience. Even if they are not growing that time, they would have already inward grown. Because next time when the same kind of problem or similar kind of a problem is going to come, they're going to recall their mastery experiences. But for them to be able to recall or for them to be able to display that skill, power skill in them, they need to have the ability to bounce back. If they are the one who is in adversity or a setback, they are the one who had solved the problem earlier. They should be the one who should be able to bounce back this time. Maybe a setback could be different from different people, from different situations, but the ability and the skill is remaining the same. If only they are exercising on the skill every day. That is exactly I said. It's like going to gym every day to practice. Literally not going to gym, but then you're practicing on yourself. You're working on yourself day in and day out by making use of the skill in your life, in your work, everywhere. Only then, at the time of adversity, it's going to help you in your favor. And then it's going to build confidence. Successfully overcoming those challenges will definitely boost your self-assurance that you know that you can confidently solve a problem. There are many situations where you are naturally inclined or came forward and solved the problem. You would have seen your own children. A smaller, younger child also has this ability, maybe at school or somewhere. If the teacher is asking who knows this problem, they would have risen their hand naturally. Even a shy introvert child would have had that kind of a mastery experiences. Okay, problem solving, actually the ability to solve the problem builds their confidence huge. Every time there is a step that is taken will definitely help them grow. And then while they're able to solve the problem, their path to deciding things becomes easier, because everything is moving parts. And every time you have a block, you just solve that and then go to the next step. And then that's how the decision making also happens. So the decision making is not just first step to the 10 step. Inside, before you decide, decision making is not just a mental step. There's also a lot of tangible components to it. You might have to figure out the cost and benefits, see the results. You will have to assess the current situations, what is available with you, what are the resources you have on hand, based on which you'll have to decide. So if you don't have that right kind of resources, maybe you have to solve the problem at that point of time before taking a call. It is not like after taking a call, you're solving the current problem. So that way, problem solving skills will definitely help you to approach a decision making smarter choices in life. And then learning, gaining valuable insights from each challenge, success, achieving goals by turning setbacks and opportunity. Typically, when you solve a problem, you are walking towards success. Now, what could be the disadvantage if you don't have it? Maybe because you know it could be time consuming. Complex challenges can require significant time investment, emotional toll in it. Consistently solving the problem may lead to mental fatigue. Overthinking risk. Sometimes too many, thought process in terms of what if this happens? What if when I take this and what will happen after that? What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my children? What will happen to the investment that I made? What will happen to my health? All that, right? Of course, you need to think. Now, when we're discussing advantage and disadvantage here, when it is an approach towards brain skills, I want you to imagine that your brain having two sides and there is a midbrain. So typically, emotional intelligence happens through your midbrain, that is through your prefrontal cortex, by taking into limbic brain, which is an emotional brain. But essentially, we are saying left side and right side because right side is creativity and left side is logically driven. So the midbrain is when we are adjusting our bubble. Let's say I am a right side driven person and this is a left side driven person. Now, I want to make sure, and by the way, left side and right side exist in every person. It is just up to that person how much of the right side only he's been working, he or she's been working, or how much of the left side only he or she's been working. So accordingly, they will have the power to come back to the midbrain. If a person is extremely logically driven, they go out of the boundary, then the bubble cannot let them, see, that's brain is a biological organ. It needs time. Anything deals with the body, for you to exercise, even a muscle, that needs time for it to become in shape. So similarly, you need time to come back. That is called rewiring. So it is ideal to have the bubble towards the midbrain so that whenever you want the right brain to be activated, you can actually switch. Whenever you want the left brain to activate, you can actually bring the left brain to the current position. For example, if you're planning for vacation, okay, then you're considering all people. That's my favorite example. You're going to consider emotions of people involved in it. Of course, there is a financial aspect, but more priority will be given on likes and dislikes of people around. But if it's going to be a, board meeting, and you're deciding something for your work environment, forecasting budgets or something like that, or the same, outing for team purposes decided, more or less more to do with company policy, financial, adjustment, budgets. So that is what has been taken care. The numbers, figures, facts. That's where the logical brain has to work for you. Maybe solving problems more. Um, when it is emotional brain, it is solving the emotional problems more. Everywhere there is problem, but then the approach is different and the angle also is different. Not every time a person who's in a problem needs only the facts and figures. Maybe there is some emotional processing also needed. That is where your emotional right side brain will help you. So it is best that you bring that bubble in mid portion so that you're not overdoing, because of which your time is consumed, you're making the challenge even more complex, or you're taking the toll on you saying that, okay, let me solve the problem, constant problem solving. A person maybe in life, constant firefighting, or the person is tuned, maybe the, he or she has a talent in problem solving, and he or she has been pulled for the same talent and approached for all the time, that person being approached for solving the problem, that is going to they drain themselves. The brain will also be tuned to keep on solving the problem even if the problem is not existing. That is called autopilot. And you know according to psychological books like Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, natural, he says even the body gets tuned because the brain is within the body and it is giving instructions to all the other organs. The more you start accepting the problem, the whole body is inclined towards finding problem only and not solutions. That is exactly why we have to break that bubble here. And even overthinking risk, because they're tuned to find only problem, not breaking the problem. That is why it is going extreme. Okay, that's a powerful tip that I got to know when I learned emotional intelligence, that nobody can become master in emotional intelligence. It's this is the reason. Because the more you work on a particular skill, that is only going to be dangerous, because we are going to be in that loop of dwelling on that thing, and we become illusionary of it, because we should never be able to ignore the other components which is needed, because there are two sides of the brain constantly activated. All right. Now, the cost of poor problem solving could be stress, challenges seems overwhelming without understanding the problem, or even solve without solving that problem, you cannot be peaceful. Sometimes it could be so with our family. Maybe there's a family tiff and it's going on forever. Maybe there is a tantrum, or the child is not understanding, or the child is not learning well. The school work gets piled up, or it's getting stressful, uh, thinking about the growth of the child. Unless it is solved or fixed, creatively approached, right, we will not be at peace. So it is important that it doesn't stress you out. And sometimes stagnation can happen when something is not fixed or solved. This that area keeps pulling your energy down. So your progress is halted when problems are not effectively addressed. It is very evident in the workplace, because not every employee's problems are first of all heard, neither can they be solved. While this is philosophical, this is universal, but that is how it is, right? Uh, because everybody has their own needs and wants. That is why we're all working as a common goal, because when we are working as a common goal, we are aligning our personal goals also there. Then addressing the problems and fixing the problem is easy. But each of us have different goals. Of course, each of us will have our goals while we are aligning to the common goals. But if there is a mismatch in it, then all of us will have a problem. Inside a particular team, everybody is independently working, then there's no common goal at all. Then each of the member involved in it will have a problem. It is so very true with family also. So it doesn't mean that only company or team needs a common goal, a vision, a goal or something. Even family needs to work on a common vision and goal. While everybody has their role, my husband is working for a company, so he may have a different role, goals. I am a business entrepreneur, so I will have a different mission and vision and all that. While we are coming as a family, we'll have family related vision and mission. My child will have her own goals. So while we are working on a daily basis on our independent goals, as a family, there has to be one common goal. Only then uh, we can align our problems itself towards common goal. Otherwise, each of us will have to pull each other time, energy, and resources. And there could be a lot of missed opportunities. Potential for growth and improvement goes unrealized in that case. But when we are working as a common unit, then we exactly know, identify the opportunities for each other and be able to grow. Okay. Problem solving in business. How do we look at this and how is it going to help? It is going to help us identify the issue, declining sales or client dissatisfaction. For an example, I just given, there could be many areas of problems, and then analyzing the cause of it. So investigating the root cause of the problem. That is your left brain kicking in. Then developing solutions, that is your right brain. Of course, logically deriving solutions can still be logical brain, but if you're involving other than the strategies, the emotions are also taken consideration, then it is more of not just emotions, it is also innovation, creativity, risk tolerance, all these intangible ones. Then the emotional brain is also working on it, okay, to develop a solution. And then implementing change. For you to be adaptable to a particular change, your right brain has to work, because adaptability belongs to the right brain. Putting new solutions into action. Problem solving for entrepreneurs. Market challenges. Whenever there is a market downturn, okay, it's going to be stressful. Constant change is a constant for entrepreneurs because market is very volatile. Depending on the business line, there could be policy change in company or government or climatic changes. Anything happens naturally. Any contingency or cyber related issues or people related issues, process related issues. Sometimes systems may not work, sometimes electricity, power. There could be many areas of problems. Adapting to changing customer needs and preferences could also be just an angle of problems, but it is important to analyze all these challenges. First of all, be aware of it and then be able to analyze. And when it comes to financial hurdles, navigating funding issues and cash flow management, that can also be a problem. And then competitive pressure, innovating to stay ahead in a crowded market, and then scaling issues, overcoming growing pains in the business expansion. While all these dimensions are just few examples, I also have given you examples, but the thing is, how are we going to, why this is needed and where it is needed is there. But how do we approach is something that we will quickly get into it. And even professionals needs this problem solving because they need to solve workplace conflicts, project challenges, and for them to have the career growth for each member involved. So now how they are able to navigate those uh, temporary problems or long-term problems to be able to navigate and then be able to grow, seek advanced opportunity is something that only these skills can manage them to, easily transition. And what happens to parents? I don't think parents are excluded in this. In fact, parents are evidently facing problems. It may not have that kind of a risk, but it may not have that kind of a monetary loss. But problem or problem solving is the same. Okay. Meaning the angles of problems is different, but as a skill, exercising the skill, it's going to be the same. It demands the same kind of effort. It demands the same kind of activation, whether it is logical or emotional brain, constantly. For example, maybe scheduling, balancing family activities, commitments effectively, and behavior of the child. Because as a family, different age group, different uh, likes and dislikes, very dynamic, very versatile. Okay, so behavioral styles is also different. No two fingers are same. So addressing and resolving children's behavioral issues and as well as managing the adult relationship issues. So that is naturally there. nurturing strong family bonds amidst all these challenges, household issues, home challenges every day, time management, financial planning, and dynamics of the family. Now, how do we approach the problem solving? Now that you understood that these people need it, in fact, truth is everyone needs this. Even a school going child needs to have this problem solving skill. So, is it a big problem, small problem? Right from analyzing there is a problem and then breaking down whether it's a big problem or a small problem. Yesterday, I gave you this analogy. Somebody who's watched yesterday episode, give me a thumbs up or give me a comment saying, I do know this secret. There is a uh, very simple hack that we learned yesterday. So you might have to go to the previous episode and watch it. That is the easiest way to analyze. Even at the school level, elementary level, it has been imparted. So as an adult, we'll have to remember to be able to break down the complexities. Now, the first thing that you can do is to reframe challenges. First of all, identify and then shift perspective. View the problem as potential opportunity. What if this customer who is not paying me, what if he really has a genuine problem? He or she has a genuine problem. And then what if that problem, what if I am able to solve that problem? If only I'm approaching him and if he or she is opening up, what if I get to know that problem and be able to solve that problem and add value to him even more so that he becomes a loyal customer? So this is a different way to approach existing problem. Not adding fuel to the fire, but adding creativity to an existing problem will definitely fuse the intensity of the existing problem or people's emotions around it. If only you're able to have that shifting perspective. This is at least this way it is reducing the intensity of within yourself by just by looking at the what if there is an opportunity for you to solve. Maybe there could be different things to solve. That itself will give you that excitement and will give you that little bit of boost for you to approach that customer. Not only the existing problem solved, not only will he pay for these existing problems, but he will be ready to pay if you're going to address the future problem or another problem what is existing there. So that can only happen. So this kind of creativity and magic can happen if you have the skill called reframing the thoughts. Okay. Then breaking down problems. You should be able to analyze, examine the problem from different angles and see the problem as real problem, not getting swayed by emotions either within you or outside, from outside people around you. Dividing that into simpler, small, manageable parts is essential. Prioritizing also. So once you get a chunk of activities to do, you need to pick up which is important, urgent, and which is needed, short term, long term. Is it involving cost or benefit? Is it you're doing it for yourself? See, all these are, even though these are components for you to, skills for you to decide on certain things, but prioritizing is the stepping stone or is the one of the subsets of you to solve problems. Unless you prioritize, you will be attacking the problem from every other angle, but it may not be needing so. Okay. Then generating multiple solutions. That is also important. Not always, it's not the highway is the only way, or it's not the no way is the highway. There could be many ways to approach, and it is important to brainstorm. And we may not be it is not humanly possible for one person to always think in different angles. That is why we have to use brains of other people. So when you brainstorm, it becomes a super brain activity. List of potential solutions without judgment is important. So first, you need to have options to solve the problem. It's like if you want to buy a mobile phone right now at this day and age, what happens? What would you do? We immediately jump onto online, right? Now, when we search online, is it only one option coming? No, there are 100 options coming on to us. So then it becomes easy for us to filter out. Suppose you imagine you're walking to a store and they only have an option of one or two. You are pressurized to take that decision. You may not be even sure whether it can solve your problem or not. So choosing or having options is it's a skill, it's a boon, it's a first step that you need to have to solve the problem. So you need to be able to analyze and list out what is the cost and benefits, what are the existing options, and what could be the future forecast. And you cannot get it all from your side. You may want to use the super brain of people around you and then evaluate without understanding the cost and benefits, pros and cons for each idea. You will not be able to approach the problem as, in a very win-win solutions. Combining, merging, and different ideas to create innovative solutions. Sometimes it is not just one single idea which will lead us to solve the problem. It could be subsets of ideas from here, from there. Sometimes you may have to take more from here, less from here. That proportion that comes to a person who can see the problem from the airplane view, right? If they are not, if they are swayed into the problem themselves, then they cannot even see all the problem looks very big. So you need to be an observer. You need to come out of it to see that. In the first few episodes, we have spoken about these strategies in depth, because resilience is the skill which will enable you to come out and see the problem as real problem. Because it is not just for a setback, even for a normal problem solving, you should have that ability to detach yourself. And that can only happen when you have been working on your resilience in all dimensions. Or it could be a talent in you that you can always detach yourself from that thing, and then you can see that very clearly. Refining also is important. By the time you approach solving the problem, you can ask yourself whether is this the only way? Can I still simplify it? Or maybe you've done that. Maybe the next time when the same kind of problem occurs, you can improve on it. That can only happen when you have taken a review or reflect on it. So focusing on what you can control, this is my favorite and this is the savior. I'll tell you, because a lot of people think that we are the only one who has this problem. Second thing, we think, second important blocks is we think we have to manage everything and it is in our control. No, there are a lot of things that's not in our control at all. You need to have that distinction. So you need to be able to identify the controllables, listing aspects of the problem you can influence actually. So distinction of within the problem itself, making a distinction, whether you can control or not, whether it is needed here or not, whether it is serving you or not. You should have the courage and fairness and honesty to see that distinction at every stage of life and every stage of problem. Before you solve the problem, first is distinction, and then sometimes let go. That is why I'm saying this is my favorite thing, because letting go has helped me overcome the burnout. Because having gone to that stage, me bouncing back is going to be very difficult, because somebody who has reached that burnout stage would have gone way far from anxiety, from stress, from exhaustion, from fatigueness, from sometimes even, panic attacks. Before hitting the depression, burnout also happens. Because after that, it's the play of energy there. No more emotions there. It is actually energy. So when the energy is down, emotions are not going to be going to be coming for our rescue. So if you don't want to go to that stage, it doesn't matter. Even if there are no adversity, a person can go to burnout easily because of their own habits, their own lack of identifying the problem, being in blind spot or not able to have the distinction. They are in autopilot all the time. They are in blind spots. So they will get into the burnout by themselves only. They don't need anybody's push. Nobody is at fault. They by themselves can go to burnout. And it is very much possible in the social media era. Too much of information overloaded. Everybody are leading to burnout only. Too much of expectations, fast paced, highly competitive, too many things happening around us. Already pandemic is taken a toll on us, and line of pandemics or the list of pandemics are lined up. So our resilience also have to be, every day taken care, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, productivity also. We need to take a pause. We need to take a break. We need to be able to identify which one is draining us off. Is it people? Is it process? Is it our own selves, our own mind blocks? And then finally, letting go. Because we are all human beings. While we are able to, operate in certain functionality, only that much we can do. It is not, even if you have done fault, you should be able to have the, uh, you know, when you're done fault, when you're in guilt, right? That means your emotional brain is hijacked. So you should be able to have that blend of taking your logical brain to see, okay, now that it has happened, what am I supposed to do next? Have some reflection and have that blend of logic mind to help you. Okay, logically, what is happening? I'm still breathing, and I need to face it. So we might as well see what is the fact and what is the resources available for me to go through. But letting go will emotionally help you seamlessly navigate, because carrying that heaviness in you, it will not be possible for that person to be logically driven. But if you just leave some burden off, then it is easy for other things to chip in. So letting go or forgiveness is the greatest boon that you got to be working on yourself every day. It's like how you want to give gratitude, forgiveness is also important. If you want to learn more about how you have to implement forgiveness and gratitude and all that, I have got something for you. If you stay till the last of this episode, last section of this episode, I will tell you how you can build that. And then taking action. Okay. And learning from setbacks is also important. One is preventing you to go to setbacks. That is why we are smarter with emotions. Even before, when I say emotions, it is also logical emotions, emotional, right brain emotions. So even before you go into the setback, we are trying to, give you that clarity and necessary tips for you to do that. But life takes over, and we all fall trap for various things in life. Maybe it is not in our control. Okay. But after you experience a setback, it is important to reflect and learn from it. What is the wisdom? Whether it is high intensity or low intensity setback, it could be a short term setback. But it is important to reflect and learn from it, extract the juice, the lessons. Maybe it could be a setback of others also. You can even learn from other people's setbacks. Not necessarily that we have to go through, because we will not have lifetime, this entire lifetime is not enough for us to go through all the setbacks to, come out very wisely. The best thing is to learn from others and applying that insight. Having learned is not enough. You need to be able to recall to apply, for which you need to be practicing on it every day. And that is what I'm going to share with you as a secret, as a gift, if you stay till the end. And then the power of reframing. So perspective shifting, seeing challenges as growth, emotional impact, reducing the stress and increasing the motivation factor of it. Thereby you can change. When I say change your perspective, it's not possible. When I tell you, if you do this, it can change, then it is possible for you to apply. So that is exactly what I will be teaching you in, the gift that I'm going to give it to you in over there. I will be telling you how you can apply this in action, so that you will not have an emotional impact and you'll be able to take action. And finding creative solutions. That is how you reframe your thoughts. What if, okay, let me look at the other way and then find out what if I can contribute that area of problem. That's how you change the problem or setback to opportunities and growth. Staying positive and resilient. Optimism is essential, because without having that belief, that faith, that hope, a person cannot act on, especially after setback, it is important. Maintaining the positive outlook every day is important, so that when the setback is happening, you can, you know, pull that muscle to optimum. But you must have been working on that muscle every day. And then resilience. I just cannot emphasize on resilience building, guys. If you're watching, if you're a mother who's watching, I, just cannot stop insisting that how much resilience building is important. Physical resilience, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Equally important. It's like four-legged chair. Always remember this metaphor. A chair with four legs, that's how we are all as a human being. Irrespective of gender, location, language, wherever you are from. All of us need to be resilient in all dimensions so that when before setback, we can save ourselves. But after, let's say your physically, your health is hit, you know, it's become rotten, it's become ruined. It takes enough time, huge time for you to bring back your health. Once the youth is gone, gone. Same way, when the health is gone, gone. You cannot, sometimes you cannot even repair. By the time you come back, rest of the dimensions would have, got hit. Maybe you were so high in your business, at maybe your work, you could be an high pot. But if you've not been taking care of your health, by the time you want to resume your project, the project would have gone, or maybe they would have identified some other high potential people there. Same case with business. Business is so dynamic. Same case with relationships sometimes. You got to be uh, taking care of these dimensions every day and focus. Guys, at this time, when we are highly fast paced and social media is taking over our focus, we don't have time to even pay attention to our children, let alone the adult with us. We will not have time for to take care of our own selves. The attention span is decreased because of the social media. Earlier it was 7 seconds, now it is 3 seconds. I've been telling this every day. No wonder it might even become 1 second or nil. So that is the range of people being dearth of uh, these skills. That'll reflect very bad in relationship, very bad in their well-being. They will not understand what is happening around them. Mental health is the next pandemic. So these skills are equally important. I would highly, highly recommend you to share with somebody who needs this more. And it is, while it is available free of cost every day coming on to you, I think it's a treasure that you can share this with people whom you think it is going to be useful, and make use of this yourself. Well, every time when we speak about a particular skill, we talk about a personality, a case study which is very prominent and relatable. And this lady for you, Oprah Winfrey, when it is problem solving, all of you must be knowing about her background. Quickly, the setback that she faced, man, the hurdles that she had in her life. She was depromoted from the prime television where she was anchoring, right? That's hard, being a parent and handling these men-driven industry. So she had that extraordinary ability. She's empowering women right now, making a movement. A lot of people know this lady, right? Global wide, because the resilience that she had, because the ability that she had despite of setbacks, right? Resilience is the one keyword keep coming on to me whenever there is a case study that we are studying, or whenever we are talking about people who are emerging from failures, from breakdowns. These skills like, emotional resilience, or it would be problem solving skills, or reframing their thoughts. The other day we were talking about uh, resilience in leadership style. Everywhere it is reflected. So she sees demotion also as an opportunity to find new paths, and she did it. She took action, transitioned that to talk shows. Okay, aligning with her skills, because that's where she found super skill, her own self, her unique talents. She got aligned, and then just offshoot it. From there on, it is only skyrocket success for her. Until such time, she had to go through the grind, right? But there is a saturation time. Only that much we can take. But how are we going to bounce back? Nobody is going to tell us, right? When we have an headache, it is up to us to come back out, come out of it. Of course, the medicines will help us, but it is us to who, approach the doctor, get the medicine, recover soon, and come back. So People, when we learn something, we can only be shown the pond. We have to drink it. Only then it can come. So I want you to drink these wisdom. So in her example, these were the key learnings. In the interest of time, we'll only pick up the key learnings here. But I want you to think through, as a mom, as a busy mom, what could be the wisdom that you are taking from this? And how are we going to approach in the problem solving skills? It's okay, you try to solve the problem this time, it didn't work. But that doesn't mean that you don't have the skill. Neither you're going to blame the situation, nor you're going to just excuse yourself from it. You're not going to be ignorant about it. You're going to come back. You're going to apply. You're going to work on yourself. Take action, reframe it, and be able to achieve that goal. So the innovation advantage in this, a statistics for you. It says 47% more likely to outperform competitors when you have that innovation advantage in you. And how does it happen? It doesn't happen over the night. These are these subsets, sub skills that a person who is able to come back after setback, who's able to brainstorm, who's able to assess the problem clearly, who's able to analyze and break down the problems and be able to review it even after going through multiple attempts. They don't repeat the same problems because there'll be a cost to it. They will have to assess both the financial dimensions and people involved in it and process related to it. A lot of things has to be taken care of it. But in essence, 47 percentage of those people who are more likely to outperform competitors, because they have this innovation advantage. That is the ability to solve the problem innovatively. Okay. Now, I want you to ask yourself, where are you standing in that level? So that's the beauty of this sessions. It is just not showing a case study, somebody who's already been there, somebody who's already successful, or the need and importance of that particular skill right now. It's all said and done. Where are we standing? So maybe that skill is already operating in you. Maybe you may not be aware of it yet. But for you to build that awareness, there could be a lot of invoking questions you can see here. But you can ask your perspective shifting. How do you respond in creativity? How do you focus? What level of communication that you need to have to be able to solve the problem? Your decision making skills. How do you approach your resilience level? What are your learning approaches? How do you learn? Do you learn from your mistakes or other people's mistakes, or do you even ignore your mistakes? Or what is the level of collaborations and how does it going to help you? And what amount of resourcefulness you should be having so that you will consider what is available right now in your hand. With that minimum resources, you'll be able to, because if you are doing more with less, then you are highly competitive, highly potential, highly needed. That is a very important skill also. So how effective are you in that way? So if you want to know what are your, where do you stand, I am offering you another gift. But this gift is part of a bundle called Awareness Quiz. This is not only having today's topic that you can test yourself, it is also having the previous episodes and future episode skills. So, whoever is watching this episode, suppose you think, oh, okay, this is about problem solving. I think I have this skill in me, but I want to know more about this. In that case, you can just pick up that problem solving topic inside this bundle and answer the questions. Suppose anyway the bundle has different skills and you can enjoy taking as many as tests that you want. And there will be a scores and personalize a summary. It will come on to your email ID only to you. So you can access this anytime as and when you want. Maybe you're taking this time and then after 3 or 4 months you must have worked on it and you want to take it up. That can also be possible. But it is for a cost right now out there for public. But I'm going to be giving it to you free of cost. If only you can share your 3 top learnings. That will be your problem solving journey. Maybe you can share your mastery experiences or 3 top learnings that you will take it from today's session and apply it. In that case, you're going to win 100% free coupon so that you can apply it on your awareness skills bundles. How's that? And not just that, I'm also going to give you 21 days challenge for you to build resilience. I mentioned that in few slides before, that for you to put everything in action so that you will be able to recall those strength and power in you when the time is needed. So that exercise I'm offering for busy moms like you and me. You don't have to believe me a word. There is a link given where you can see what kind of activities the moms in my community have taken and what were their experience before, during, and after. So you can see that. And if you are also interested, give me a comment with only your top three insights or any challenges that you have solved. It could be any mastery experiences. That would be an inspiration for others also. So when I spot a comment from your side, I will right there ask your email ID and forward the 100% coupon for you. Okay. So you earn the right by, reinstating your learnings. And I want to leave you with uh, a quote, inspiration for you. When you're dealing with such kind of setbacks, sometimes wounds can also be turned to wisdom. Your own setbacks can be an experience. Your own experiences, setback experience, can be a wisdom for other people. On that note, I want you to turn your wounds into wisdom, just like Oprah Winfrey. And meaning, challenges can become valuable learning experience with the right mindset. And how are you going to apply on this? Use this in the setbacks and then make that as an opportunity for your personal growth and development. If you have liked this episodes and if there is anything more you want to learn, let me know in the comment box. Maybe I can prioritize your ask, because 100 topics, 100 days, I would have had a list of EQ brain skills to display to you. If you have anything that you want to be urgently addressed, you can put that skill in the comment box. I will give you first a shout out that you had watched this episode till this end and you have taken that effort to learn and grow. If you are hungry to grow, I would immediately address that, and I would appreciate for putting out there in the comments. Until such time, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can watch it anytime. Before I complete the 100 days, please make sure you watch that all the videos in the YouTube live. And after that, it will be pulled down because it will all be taken as a video course bundles and it will be available inside my community only, accessible for busy moms. Who, in case you want to access it at one go, you can always come to my community and access that. But for people who are watching in my public platforms, subscribe to my YouTube channel for you to get the presentation. And there is also podcast that I'm doing for each and every topic. Subscribe to Spotify and subscribe to my Substack where I'm putting storified format of EQ competencies there called EQ Sparks. So, but having said that, it is important that you apply these insight within 24 hours of your time, because that is how your brain reinstates your learning. Because we are talking about brain skills and we have already activated your left brain and right brain now with a lot of insights, facts and figures, and inspiration. This is the best time that you can blend it both and work on your brain right now within 24 hours. If you have that ability to jot down top 3 learnings and be able to apply it, then your learnings, you're rewired already. Okay. Until I see you tomorrow, stay tuned and stay happy. Bye bye.